Good day. Here we are once again with Cooking Tips with G-Rod, presented by The Gathering again. Once again, we're back with Grilling Tips Part 2. There's a few things that I missed out on that I wanted to bring up to you. First of all, when you start grilling, we all know how to light a barbecue. Light it with the top open, please. We don't need anyone blowing up, especially if you're using a gas grill. Then we want you to close it to bring up the temperature. Like right now, I have my temperature at 450, so this is perfect. Once again, as we said in the first video, wet rag to clean your grill. That's all you need. Please do away with the steel brush. You can use the steel brush underneath the grates, the little metal pieces that protect the flame. You can use it there on your grill. You don't need it. We don't need to send anyone to the hospital. Now, if you clean it after you're done cooking, you should always have a clean grill. Now, there's two things. First of all, one, make sure you have everything by your grill. Okay? Make sure you have your tongs, your spatula, whatever you need to cook with. Something to hold your finished product in. Okay? There's two things you can do before you start cooking. Take some olive oil onto a paper towel. What you basically need for your grill to season it a little is a fat, which I'm just going to use olive oil. But you can use a piece of bacon to give it flavor, or a piece of the fat from the beef that you're cooking, or pork or lamb. And in doing this, you're giving it one last clean. If you're gonna use a piece of bacon, I don't have a piece of bacon because we don't really eat bacon in this house. You would just take it like this with your tongs and spread it on. And it will cook and the fat will drip onto your grates, and you will have all the seasoning that you need. Okay. There's two things. I marinated this chicken, as I talked about the other day. You can see as I'm using gloves. Okay. Okay. The marinade that you use to marinate your chicken, your beef, your pork, your lamb, do not use it to baste your meat during the cooking process, please. It's contaminated. It goes in the garbage. If you want to baste any kind of meat during the cooking process, you have to make an additional marinade and use that to baste it with. Now there's two things with barbecuing. On a gas grill, it's very easy. It's called direct and indirect cooking. Right now, I'm cooking direct cooking. I'm cooking on a high flame. I have a thin piece of meat, as you can see, on this chicken. Now, if I was cooking a London broil, a chicken, a brisket, something larger than chicken, grilled vegetables, a piece of fish, a little tip for fish, 3 minutes cooking time per inch. That's all you need to cook fish. You can turn, as I have this side on high, you can turn your other side of your grill. I have the option, I have the luxury here, I have a 4-burner grill. So I can turn one side down to low and keep one side on high, so I have my direct cooking and my indirect cooking. And you can do it as ever you please. You can turn the two in the middle down low and cook your big piece of meat here, and then you stew your burgers, your chicken, your fish, and your grilled vegetables on the direct cooking. So if you lower it to low, you have indirect cooking. A higher flame will give you direct cooking. For the purpose of this video, I have the lid open, so I'm losing my temperature. You want to close the lid to gain as much as much temperature as possible. Now, let's just run over temperatures real quickly. Chicken, turkey, please just cook it to 165. Anything 165 or above, it is good. Beef or lamb, 125 to 130 is rare. 140 to 145 is medium rare. 150 to 160 is medium. 165 to 170 is medium well, and 170 and above is well. Now you always say how do you tell? Quick thing, take your thumb, and in here, when you hold it together, it's soft, right? That's rare. As you open it up, the part of your hand will get tighter. When you extend it fully, it's tight. That's well. So judge it from there. Closed is medium, and as you open it up, medium, and then well. So that's how you would tell. And everyone always talks about when is chicken done. Please go out and I have a thermometer. I use this thermometer to always check chicken and turkey. If not, just get yourself a digital thermometer. They sell them in Home Depot with all the barbecue stuff. You can buy it in any store, a 99-cent store. Any store that sells kitchen supplies will have a digital thermometer. Buy one. If you're so concerned about when your chicken is done, buy it. Chicken cutlets are thin, so you're not gonna go on like this. You would stack the 3 pieces of chicken on top of one another and poke your thermometer through the top to give yourself a better reading. If you're cooking anything whole or anything with a bone, please, the thickest part of meat away from the bone. Don't take the temperature near the bone. Take it in the thickest part of meat away from the bone. And that covers everything, and thanks for watching. Good day, everyone. So I'm back here. Here we are. We're going to be putting a rub onto ribs. So basically what it is just a dry spice seasoning that you would put onto your ribs and marinate them overnight, and then you would cook your ribs on the barbecue or in the oven. That's your preference. All you're basically looking at is however spicy you want it. If you don't want it spicy, I would back off on the cayenne and the chili powder. If you want it spicy, you would go heavy. Basic, your all-purpose dry spices. Salt and pepper, which goes in everything. Salt, which why we use, it enhances the flavor of food. So
it also cures the meat.
And I'm putting garlic powder, onion powder, I have chili powder.
And this is your standard dry rub?
Yes. And a Cajun spice.
Oh, nice. Which
is a very good spice.
Here's the kicker.
Cayenne is what will give it the most kick. So it's your preference of how much you want. Considering that I'm putting a dry rub onto 6 racks of ribs, I can go heavy on it. So,
yeah.
And paprika.
Sweetens it up a little bit. It's a sweet heat.
As Gonzo did say, it sweetens it up. Okay, so you would take it, mix it up to incorporate all the flavors of your rub.
Yeah, that's cool. That really is fucking cool.
So this is what your rub's gonna look like. This you can use for anything. You can marinate chicken with it. You can marinate beef with it. You can put this into a jar and hold it in your spice rack for probably up to a year.
It has a good shelf life.
One tip of spices, of dry spices, after a year, they lose their potency. So they would say to to throw them out and buy new. Okay, so here we have our rack of rib. All we're gonna do is take a little, basically we're rubbing it on as it says,
it's dry rub. Yep.
It's a dry rub, hence what we say. Flip it over.
A generous amount.
Now,
That looks good.
you don't
Really looks good.
have to boil ribs to cook them on the grill. What we talked about earlier is direct and indirect cooking. You're gonna cook ribs on an indirect flame. So you're not gonna burn them on the barbecue. You don't have to boil them. You can cook them as is. So you wanna get a rub like this. And people might ask, why haven't we put barbecue sauce on it? Barbecue sauce burns, because of the sugar in it. So you're gonna put your barbecue sauce on it on the last 5 to 10 minutes of the cooking process. And that's all you need. If you put barbecue sauce on it and your barbecue starts flaring up, take it off. Your flame's too high.
You're gonna char it.
Yeah, you don't need to cook it too long, okay? And that is your dry rub for your ribs. Thank you for watching.